Before we jump into this video where I'm in Hertford, I'd like to tell you about the beginner's guide to photography that I put out with We Are Photo. We worked together on this one. It's a guide to get you from auto mode into manual mode, and we go over aperture, ISO, shutter speed, and how they all work together and how they all affect your image. So you can take full control of your photography going forwards and get the shots that you actually want. If that is something that interests you and you want to check it out, there's a link in the description below. I believe there's a sale on at the moment, don't quote me on that one, but it is a limited time sale. So jump down there, get your copy of it, and get shooting in manual and get your creativity on. Alright, let's go back to Hertford. Hey, I'm Gav from Gav Takes Photos, and today we're back at Hertford. It's been a good few years since I've been here, but this is legitimately the only place I've managed to get a kingfisher photo, and admittedly it wasn't that good because the old equipment I was using was a bit, well, a bit rubbish. So we're back here today, gonna see if I can get another shot. If not, it is what it is, but we're just here on the off chance, happen to be driving past, so let's get into it, let's have a look around. Now, when I said it's been a while since I've been here, I wasn't lying. The last time I was here was probably late 2019, maybe early 2020. I know it's winter, I know that much, but about 5-ish years ago almost. Things have become a lot more overgrown here. So behind me here, that was extremely visible. You can see the water and everything from the water's edge over here. I'm going to walk now. So I shot the kingfisher photo last time from about here. Let's turn you around. Yeah, those stingnails are huge, and also the trees are like super grown out. Obviously I didn't really know what to expect coming back here. It has been 5 years, but yeah, I don't think we're getting that shot today. Oh dear, there was a little weir, I think they're called, down here where I'm going now. I shot that a while ago. Here's some old footage using my old Canon 5D Classic as the main camera. Alright, I put it up to 4 seconds now. Obviously I've got the 10-second timer on because this is an old 5D Classic. You don't have the 2-second timers. Oh no. Dogs, they're wobbling the bridge. Okay, I'll wait for the dogs to go because this bridge is so old and crap that even the average sized dog makes it wobble. Okay, they don't look like they're coming back, so let's try that again. Count them down. I do think this will look really nice actually, properly long exposed. Probably couldn't see that very well because my phone's not focusing properly, but it looks good. Hopefully, as you can see, the audio video quality has gone up a little bit, just a little bit maybe. But yeah, that was like 5 years ago, using the Canon 5D Classic as the main camera, and I was vlogging with the old P30 Pro, the Huawei phone. Yeah, that was a weird setup, but anyway, so I'm gonna go back there and see if I can do it better with the equipment I've got now, and if I can't, then I'm doing something very wrong because the equipment I've got now is better. So yeah, I'm gonna meet you over there. Now obviously I'm going to have to use the tripod, the only tripod I brought with me today, because I didn't think I was going to be switching over to long exposures, but hey ho, we work with what we have. This little bit of water here It's quite rough, quite rapid, quite fast. Last time I had to use these horrible square cheap plastic filters, and they degraded the image so much that I had this horrible purple tint across the entire image when I shot this with the 5D. And it was really difficult to remove in post, to the point where I think I made it sort of like a grayscale image, and it didn't look good. So with the better equipment I have with me today, I've got obviously my Live ND feature on the Olympus camera I'm going to try and implement here, and I'm also going to slap on a polarizer and get rid of some of the glare off the water. So with the upgraded equipment, this should actually turn out to be a much better shot. So as you can see on the back of the camera here, I'm at f5.6, 1/25th of a second, and that's not really smoothing the water out as much as I can. So what I can do, well, let's do this one-handed, is I can activate my Live ND, and that gets me 1.3 seconds, and that's a little bit better. So let's focus that up, there we go, and now that is smoother, but we want it to be a little bit smoother, and also we're going to stick on the polarizer, which will get rid of some of that glare, all those reflections there. So I'm going to quickly do that, and then we'll come back. God, that does a nice the way that grabs focus. Now I'm doing this kind of one-handed here, so just bear with me for a second. As you can see here, there's a bit of glare around here, some around here in the frame. So what we are going to do is we're going to turn that polarizer around and watch as it disappears. In your own time, polarizer, there we go. That has reduced that quite significantly. Also, having the polarizer allows me to have a longer shutter speed, if only ever slightly, so hey, win-win. No glare, longer shutter speed. Now typically I'll turn off the image stabilizer when it comes to shooting long exposures, but this bridge is actually quite active. There's a lot of people walking on it, and it wobbles a lot just for me being here. So I've left the image stabilizer on for this one, just to try and get rid of any of the minor jitters and shakes that this bridge is giving, because it isn't actually that stable. It's kind of shaking quite a lot, so but yeah, it's not a bad little composition. It's not the greatest, but it's just retreading old paths, seeing if I can do stuff better than I used to, and so far it's looking good. So now with the polarizer on and I've adjusted the shutter speed, I've actually got a shutter speed of 2 seconds at f5.6 and ISO 200, that's fairly good. And that's nice. It's making a nice swirling effect in the water with all the foam that's coming off of it, and it's eliminated all of the reflections. So it's actually looking pretty sweet right now. I'll show you in a second. This is where a knowledge of wildlife would be useful that I just don't have. One of the locals actually told me that kingfishers aren't out at this particular river this time of year, so I was never ever going to get one. So the long exposure is what it is. I'm gonna get, kick the tripod. I'm gonna get one more long exposure. Come on, man, switch hands. I'm gonna get one more long exposure where the ducks were sitting. You might have saw in a video earlier, and I think that's gonna be it for today. But hey, I can't complain. I'm out, I'm taking photos, it's a nice day. It's not raining for once as well. You know, summer in England where it rains all the time. Today it's not raining, so hey, happy days. It's all good. Just enjoying the nice weather. Nice-ish weather. Yeah, okay, it's not summer, is it? But it's fine, it's better than raining, so hell yeah, let's go. While I'm walking down there, as you saw at the beginning of the video, more than likely I should have put a little ad spot there. I did the beginner's guide to, you know, photography with We Are Photo. It's the volume 1 version, so it's just the first in a series. And in the volume 1 version we go over the exposure triangle, how each value works, what it does to your images, and it gives you some practical things at the end where I go out and I shoot using the knowledge given in the video. So if that's something that interests you, please do check it out in the description below. There's a link there, and it helps with like long exposures and stuff like this I'm doing today, and would have helped with kingfishers if I'd seen some. But kicking the tripod's doing my head in. Could just fold the tripod up, Gav. No, stubborn. But yeah, so if you're looking to sort of get into manual mode and out of auto, that guide I put out with We Are Photo is exactly what you need. And it's a fairly decent price. I think it's on sale at the moment. Don't quote me on that one, but check out the link in the description below, and if you do get it, let me know what you think. Be interested. Almost here now. Let's go. Being a landscape photographer, you'd think I'd understand what the seasons of the year do, but clearly I don't. Because last time I came here, there wasn't that much growth here. There wasn't that many trees here. It was super easy to get a shot, so not so much today. I'm actually kind of limited. Let's turn that down. That's burning up a bit. Oh, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so there's kind of limited here with what I can shoot, but I'm going to try and find something that's worth shooting, if only just for the long exposure factor, so bear with me. Bit of a predicament here with this shot. The only good composition is blocking off this tiny bridge behind me, and I don't really agree with getting in people's way for the shot, but today I'm going to have to if I want to get the shot, and I do, because I'm here and it's very rare that I'm ever here, so just got to be quick, jump in, get the shot and get out, I suppose. When you're shooting your long exposures, you might come across what I'm coming across here, and that is that the highlights are just too blown out, so we're going to have to do something about that. In my little bag of tricks here, we have some things. Now you can use variable NDs like what I'm going to use today, by the way, or you can just use normal ND filters. I've got a 10-stop ND filter with me, but I feel like it's going to be a bit overkill for that, so we're just going to use the variable ND, which I have in here. Stick that on the front of the camera. I might close down the aperture a little bit more, and that should get us the shutter speed that we need to blur this water, hopefully. So now I've got the variable ND and the polarizer on, and that's totally because that's what I wanted, not because I've got the polarizer stuck on the 77 to 72 mm adapter. Nothing like that. Alright, so again, I'm using the polarizer to cut the glare out the water, and this time I'm using the variable ND, and that gets me 1/5 of a second at 5.6. Now usually I close it down a little bit more, and I'd risk getting the X pattern you get with some variable NDs. Not today, because this has a mode, obviously the built-in ND filter, live ND. I'll press that, and that gets me a 6-second shutter speed. Obviously to achieve this with a normal camera, you'd need a harsher ND, so maybe the 10-stop ND with a normal camera that's not the Olympus cameras would be the way forward, but I've got an Olympus camera, so I'm going to use the features that are built in. With these Olympus cameras, if you really want to go over the top, you can use live comp mode, and you can get hours and hours of exposure time with that, but it's just not necessary for this particular composition today. That, and I don't have hours and hours of time before I've got to go to work, so yeah, that's the reasoning. That's the reasoning today. Right, that's the end of the video, and I'm recording it in the van, not because I forgot to do it when I was outside. Maybe. But hey, it's just the way things go. Anyway, if you like what you saw, please do like, subscribe, comment, do all those sort of things. And if you're interested in any of the filters I was using, there is a link in the description below to the filters I was using, and it gives you 10% off your order. And also a little kickback for me, which does help support the channel. So anything like that, greatly appreciated. Also, again, if you want to check out the beginner's guide, that is also in the description below. So I've been Gav from Gav Takes Photos, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey. Anyway, back to work.